All right, so the path to change for high risk youth. So today I will cover three objectives, and those objectives are what does resiliency even mean, and what does it mean as it pertains to youth who are high risk versus youth who are low risk. My second objective is the support that contributes to a youth's resilience. And the third thing will be the behavior change model, also known as the trans-theoretical model. So, what factors can contribute to a child's resilience? So, one of the factors that can contribute to a child's resilience is surrounding culture or upbringing. These things can make a child numb to or resistant to toxic behaviors like drug and alcohol use, peer pressure, delinquency, provocative behavior, etc. So, a lot of times when children grow up in these type of environments and they witness like gang banging, for example, to correlate to peer pressure, or they witness just negative behaviors overall um, from things in urban society. Sometimes that can make a child really resilient, and other times it can make them less resilient. So the more resilient a child is, that means that they are a low risk youth, and the less resilient that a child is means that they are a high risk youth. So another thing that can contribute to a child's resilience is caring relationships. And a caring relationship can be a healthy adult figure with great habits. So, a role model of those can be teachers, counselors, therapists, religious leaders, etc. And these caring relationships give a child something to look after, like I kind of said earlier, a role model, somebody they can model behaviors behind. So, what are some individual characteristics that resilient children have? So, those low risk children that we were talking about earlier, because there is a difference between the high risk children and the low risk children. So, the low risk youth. So, low risk youth usually have high self esteem or high self worth. They have impulse control, so they don't really give into peer pressure and things like that. Reflectiveness, so they are able to think before they act. Kind of goes in on that impulse control, but also being able to reflect on maybe negative behaviors that they've had in the past. Great academic and social skills. So, great academic and social skills, of course, that is pretty self explanatory, but being able to communicate issues and communicate problems to other people, but also just being able to be open about how they feel. And then great academics, of course, means that they excel in the classroom as well. Youth that have proven to be resilient would be considered low risk. So I talked about that a little bit earlier. And youth that have been influenced negatively by outliers like the delinquency thing, the peer pressure thing, would be considered high risk. So let's get into the stages of behavioral change, also known as the trans theoretical model. So this model is usually made up of, or at least the book says, 5 parts, but I have seen other places where the model is also in 6 parts. So the 6 parts are one, pre contemplation. So pre contemplation means either the person does not yet acknowledge the issue or is not considering change at all. So it can be either or. The second stage is contemplation, which contemplation means that they are considering change. They understand the issue and they are considering change and they're preparing for that next stage. So, that third stage is the preparation of change. So, they set goals, they set plans. This fourth area here, this fourth stage of change, is action, which means they actively create change. Sometimes this can also be in the form of treatment. They're going to counselors, therapists, whatever the case may be, and they're actively wanting to change whatever behaviors that they have, whatever negative behaviors they have. And then this fifth stage is maintenance. And so a lot of the trans theoretical models that I've seen have had just 5 stages, but I've also seen 6 stages. But the fifth stage means that they are sustaining positive behaviors. So that means that, that fourth stage has really helped them. And that fifth stage means that they are actually wanting to keep the good behaviors, and they have probably had more positive influences in their life. And with those positive influences in their life, they have sustained abstinence. And then the sixth stage, which is, again, like I said, not on every model, but I've seen it on a few models, which means they are reverting to previous stages. So they may end up all the way back at the pre-contemplation stage, which means they completely acted as if they don't even know what their behavioral issue may be. Um, but yeah, so that relapse stage, of course, everybody knows what relapse is, which just means that they are going right back to square one. And that is my presentation. Thank you. Bye.